So we're being invited this week to have a look at our relationship to truth and connections, and what both of those things really mean to us. And I say invited with my tongue in my cheek a bit, because we're talking about Scorpio pulling on full moon energy. So invited is a polite way of putting it. You are going to be dragged kicking and screaming into what you have to do with truth. How much is your life even lining up with truth? And what are your connections to truth? And what's in the way of those connections? Because I'm not talking about belief. Belief is a very different thing, and belief is how humans, it seems, navigate their lives conveniently, safely, however you'd like to put that. But belief has nothing to do with truth. Truth can be very inconvenient. Truth can be very unsafe and unsavory if, behaviours and actions have been unsavory. So, we're in May 2020. We've got all sorts of things going on, locally, generally, internationally, nationally. But if you were taking a wide view of the world most of the time, that'd be probably pretty true most of the time. It's just been brought front and centre to a lot more people at this particular moment in time. And so it's very good. A good way of looking at life and the world is that everything outside of you is a mirror for what's going on inside of you, perhaps way down inside of you, deep. And whether that's true or not, we might find out in the next couple of days. But to operate as if that's true, that can be helpful. Because instead of trying to shadow box, out there, you can say, well, how does that relate to me? How does quarantining 3.5 billion people relate to my life and how I behave towards my children or my work colleagues? How does fear of something that I don't know anything about relate to how I've been living my life? These are questions that blow belief way out of the water, because you can have a million beliefs, but quite often there are only a handful of truths that are actually true. And then because 2020 and May, connection is perfect, because so many of us are connecting way more than ever through screens, cameras, technology, devices. Whatever your word is, whatever your take is on that, a lot of us have been either forcibly or implied denied human connection of anyone outside of our household. And by human connection, I mean touch. And you can put a baby in a cot with no biological mother or father around it and sing to it, make noises, do all of that stuff, all you like. But if you don't touch that baby, chances are that baby will end up dying. Failure to thrive, I think they call it, technically. But, it's happened. It's well documented that we need that touch, that skin-on-skin connection. So having a good look at our connections, not just our connection to truth, but our connection to those of us in our house, connection to those of us outside of our house, connection to our work, connection to our children's schooling, that many people have probably had a really up-close and personal view, way more personal than they ever wanted to get, with their children's schooling in the last couple of weeks. It's up for grabs, it's there. That's, what do they call it? Grist for the mill. You can use that. Everything that happens in your life, you can run from it, you can bury it, or you can use it. And so there's the choice. And so let's let's use this week, and in particular Wednesday, Thursdays, when it will be peaking. If we're seeing some crazy things that we believe aren't true, or we want to believe are true, or some really funky things coming up around your connections, just know that that's what this week is all about. It's not a good or a bad thing. This week is just about front and center showing it to you. Here is truth. Here is connection. Or where is truth? Can we even find truth at the moment? And what does connection even mean at this point? Scorpio, on the Western system it's a scorpion, and on the Eastern system it's an eagle. Scorpio does not take prisoners, and just talk to a police officer, a hospital worker, or a school teacher. Full moons do not take prisoners, so buckle up. Wednesday or Thursday, just depending on where you are in the world, things could get a bit interesting, but forewarned is forearmed. You've got an idea of what's coming now and what the themes are going to be, so let's use it. Grist for the mill. Let's use it to grind our corn finer, refine that life more pure. Loop it around again, send it back around again. No, not quite right. We did well, we worked hard. Send it around again. And again, and again, and again. Until you get it. So you might as well start now, because the sooner you start, the sooner you get to where you want to be, or where you need to be, if that's not where you are already. Alright. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Much love.